My name is Anna, and I'm from the Woods Memorial Library's Health Action Team. And today we have a very special guest. Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Lily Messing, and I'm the founder of 100 Plus Teens Who Care.
So, could you tell us a little bit about the process of 100 Plus Teens Who Care?
For sure. So it's a giving circle made up of high school students, and we meet 4 times a year, and everybody donates $25 at each meeting. So $100 annually, $25 quarterly.
Mhm. And what are some of the charities that you guys donate to?
Yeah, so at each meeting, we have 3 local charities presented by teens. So a teen will approach me and say, I volunteer with this charity or I want to learn more about it. And I'll give them some questions to go to the nonprofit with. And they make a brief 3 to 5 minute presentation. And then each presenter has 5 minutes for questions as well. And some of our recipients have been Casa de los Niños, Youth on Their Own, I'm U360, Our Family Services, and most recently, a Merge Center Against Domestic Violence Abuse, I
That's
think.
really cool. I know that you mentioned that you were the founder of 100 Plus Teens Who Care. What inspired you to start such a cool nonprofit?
Yeah, so right before COVID, I attended a 100 plus women who care meeting with my mom and my aunt and my grandma who are all members. And I thought, wow, this is like the coolest thing. I think there needs to be something like this for teens. And not only that, but then the pandemic hit, and I think all the crises in our community were exacerbated. So, homelessness, domestic violence, drug overdose, everything just seemed to be getting worse. And not only that, but like as I'm sure you noticed, there's this huge mental health crisis amongst my peers. And we weren't able to see each other in school or, sports, activities, anything like that. So COVID gave me the time to kind of set it up so that once we were able to meet in person, we could. And yeah, I don't know. It's been really great, and we finally met right after COVID.
That is so, so awesome. So now that it is well up and running and we are into our second year, what's your favorite thing about 100 Plus Teens Who Care?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. It's gonna be hard to pick just one, but I mean, it was founded on the idea that, age isn't a factor in how much of a difference you can make, and that when you donate $25 to a charity by yourself, it doesn't seem very meaningful, but when you pool it with, like-minded teens from all over your city, it really can make a difference. We've donated over, I think, $25,000 now to different nonprofits. So, yeah, we're making a difference. We're showing teens that that's possible.
That's so awesome. Um, I know you and I are both juniors in high school and college is right around the corner. What's the plan for 100 plus teens when college
Yeah.
hits?
That's a good question. So, I want it to be as sustainable as possible. And that's something I've really thought about since the beginning. So, I'm always making sure that we're adding underclassmen to the board, adding more underclassmen to our membership so that, once we graduate, there'll still be, a large population of members and it'll keep going.
That is so awesome. So what does a typical social gathering, the giving circle of 100 plus teens look like?
Yeah, so everybody walks in, signs in, and then we have, I introduce what the event is going to look like, and then we have some icebreakers so the group split up a little bit, get to know each other, just for about 15 minutes, and then we come back together, and we have a representative from the previous nonprofit who was selected come back and share the impact of our donation, which I think is so cool. That's honestly one of my favorite parts, because I think that really shows the teens how meaningful our donation was. And then we get right into it. We get into the presentations. As mentioned earlier, the 3 presentations, time for questions, you know how it goes. And and yeah, and then I announce who the winner is. They vote through QR codes. And then we reserve pretty much the second hour. It's a 2 hour time block, the second hour of the meeting for social time. So we meet at the Westward Look on a beautiful rooftop. We have food and drinks and music. And yeah, teens from all over the city get to meet each other and have fun.
That's so awesome. Running a nonprofit as successful and large as 100 plus teens who care is must be very, very stressful. And I know you mentioned the mental health crisis with teenagers. What are
Yeah.
some ways that you handle that stress and deal with just how much work it is running an organization like this?
Yeah. I mean, quite honestly, I love it. I don't even know how many hours a week I spend on it, but I really do enjoy it. But I do make sure to take care of myself too. I play tennis. I love like exercising, spending time with my dog, my family, and like, I think it's so important for teens, especially our age, to always be taking care of ourselves.
Absolutely. I know you mentioned your board. What did that process of choosing your board members look like? How did
Yeah.
you select those teams?
So as I mentioned, COVID kind of gave me some time to start the organization. And I thought, if I could get 10 people to all sign up 10 people, that would hopefully be 100. So, I reached out to 10 kids that I know, different grades, schools, to try to see if they'd be interested in joining. And their main job is just to recruit. So they each try to sign up 10 people.
That is so awesome. I mean, I know I've said that a lot during this interview, but it really is so cool that we are able to make such a difference. I know you mentioned that there's a lot of impact that we get to have with each of our giving circles. Is there kind of one charity or one organization that you feel like we made the most impact with or changed the most amount of lives with?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to pick just one because I feel like, I could tell you one thing that I have noticed is that teens want to help other teens. So I feel like when a teen-based nonprofit is presented, kids are drawn to that because they want to raise the quality of life for other teens. So that's one thing I've noticed, one kind of trend in the nonprofits that are selected.
Absolutely. I also know that we both go to a very small school, and so recruiting at a school that size must have been very, very difficult. What were some ways that you kind of amped up recruiting to other schools in Tucson and
Yeah.
teens all over the city?
I mean, really, I feel like Gregory has been such a great base because the kids that go to that school really want to make a difference and want to be involved in things like this. So that's why you see some familiar faces at our meetings. But I mean, that's true for many schools. Like the members, the board members I picked are also, very like community involved and they have like-minded friends that also want to join. So I think we are just able to tap into this really amazing group of teens in our community who want to help out and want to join an organization to better their community.
Absolutely. Well, this is so, so awesome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to speak to me and
Yeah.
tell all of us a little bit about 100 Plus Teens Who Care and what that process looked like. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, one other pretty, I think, important thing to me that, you know, I really took care of when I was creating 100 Teens was I wanted everybody to be able to participate. So we made a scholarship fund where local nonprofits and individuals cover the fees of members who might not be able to pay for the donation. So I think that's been really cool because I really wanted to make it for anybody who wants to participate. So that's awesome. We also have another type of sponsorship, of course, that covers like our venue and website, things like that, because I wanted to make sure that 100% of the donations were going towards the nonprofits. So that's been a really, really interesting and important part of what we do.
That is so awesome. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a
Oh,
fabulous day.
thank you.
And it was wonderful getting to talk to you.